welcome. This is this is gonna be another talking video, and this video is going to be setting boundaries and deleting my old habits. But this video is just all about that, and I just wanted to be real and just talk about some things that I can improve on and continue to improve on. And hopefully this video can help you to kind of stop your pleasing tendencies, to set boundaries, and for people to treat you with respect. Now let's get into this. For number one, setting boundaries. I know how it must seem. It's just like cutting off a toxic friend. It's just about finally saying no to that one friend that you keep saying yes to. It's setting boundaries. There's no room for disrespect being given towards you, if that makes sense. That you can only deal with what you can deal with. It's that you can't be an overall great friend, but you can still be a great friend, but still feel like this friendship or relationship is not toxic, and it's ran the way where it's always given respect to you, always made you feel safe, and nothing of you being taken advantage of by that friend or relationship. So in my head, setting boundaries is more of don't you ever talk to a friend? I'm sorry, I'm just gonna give a simple example. Don't you ever talk to a friend and something feels off? You just play cool, you don't know them yet, or you've known them for a long time, but you're always putting up a front to kind of they give you little signals, maybe they overuse you a lot, they ask a lot of you. But in this case, for me, I don't ask for anything. If anything that I do ask from a friend or in a relationship is the bare minimum. I'll only ask the bare minimum, but I'm trying to change that. So that's why we're talking about this. But if you have this wretched feeling in your body, that is you kind of dismissing your boundaries that you've set, even if you don't even know it yet. But that feeling, you need to trust your gut. Because if it continues to happen and you feel terrible about it, you have to talk to that friend and be honest. It doesn't matter if you guys are going to continue to be friends, or you guys are you guys have a strong relationship to the point where you guys can work it out. I just recommend you just be truthful and honest, and just tell them how you want to be treated. The same as however somebody else wants to be treated. You don't know what kind of trauma we've all gone through. It's just, we all have to work with each other, but friendship should be about always growing with each other and making mistakes like this and learning each other more, so then they can avoid doing those things that kind of turn your stomach and you're too scared to come forward with the information to tell them that it really bothers them. Because in today's society, we almost want everybody to kind of like us. That's what I grew up kind of having that idea about, that everybody should like you, nobody should hate you. Because I would in my mind, I fear that somebody would hate me, because to myself I felt why would somebody hate me? But now I'm about to be 22. I definitely probably have a few people that hate me, but I'm living a more easy life than to worry about their worries on a constant daily basis and put their feelings above mine, So yes, setting boundaries, making sure that you are being treated as you want to be treated. Be clear about your intentions, and just be truthful, honestly. And if this person, now this is gonna get into setting boundaries part 1. This is setting boundaries part 2. So if you're trying to set boundaries for a really, really toxic friend, because I know people come across people like this often. I don't know, let me give an example as to somebody with a strong personality and you feel like your voice doesn't hold weight the way that theirs does. So it's hard for you to communicate with them to even address your opinion sometimes. Or somebody who casually just manipulates you. Honestly, if this person is as toxic as they come, as toxic as this poisonous tea, if they are, then you'll see the signs that you need to cut them off, regardless if you're their friend because nobody else is friends with them, or like, you shouldn't be friends with somebody out of pity. You should genuinely love your friends, love your relationship. You should value it more than just, I want to be nice to her. No, that's you leading that friend on, letting them misuse you, letting them mistreat you. Honestly, setting boundaries is kind of like standing up for yourself and knowing what you deserve, basically. So if you have that toxic friend and you're just trying to be open, even before cutting them off, I just recommend you telling them the truth. That's all that you can do. You can tell them that you didn't enjoy this and that it was your fault that you let it happen multiple times, but now it's just, you guys can try to work through it if you're really trying to like recuperate that relationship. But for some people don't get it, so the hardest part is to cut off a friend. Obviously, I've done that before and it was terrible. I didn't want to, but it was that I got to a point where I was just being friends just to be nice, to show sympathy, like I didn't want to be the bad person. But at the end of the day, it costed me a friendship that, I don't know, that could have flourished. But I think it was just better that we went our separate ways, but yeah, if really toxic, cut them off, but also stand your ground and tell them why you did not want to continue to be friends with them. Be like, stand up for yourself, be the true, like, tell your truth, so then you can get better at each and every friendship that you've been in. If you have a friendship that you really want to work on, but it is toxic, you just have to communicate with them that you have this and this is bothering you. You don't like when they do this. You don't like when you do that. And it's going to be a lot of conversations to dig into little things that have caused you issues. But as long as you guys work together, you guys will just come to an understanding for both parties, understand where she's coming from, understand where he's coming from, so you guys can resolve the matter and continue to grow. That's all that matters for this one. Now, people pleasing. Distinguishing, I mean extinguishing your old self. That's what I would say. So most of us on this world, there's not a lot of us, but there are a lot of people with big hearts. And I can consider myself to be one of those people because I know the pain that comes with it. Oh, I know the pain that comes with it, and it's not fun. In my generation, when I was growing up, it was always like, you have to be nice to people so you can get the things that you want. So naturally, I genuinely wanted to be a good person, just to be a good person. Not because I was going to get things out of it, but it's because I wanted to give my energy, I wanted to give my worth to someone, to somebody, to make them feel, I don't know, better than me, I guess. And I was okay with that for, high school and all that stuff. But as you grow up and you continue those tendencies, people will continue to find more things that they want for you to do. As we're growing up into being adults, there's going to be little things like, oh, drive me here, drive me here, drive me here. And all you said is yes, so now you have to tolerate that. It's like, when you have these problems as a high school student, you don't have a lot of problems. It's more of like, oh, can you buy me this? Like, buy me something from the lunch line. Can you like walk me to class? It's just simple stuff. But when adult responsibilities come into it, it weighs heavier because you have to do it for yourself and for that person. And, you know, life really hits you like that, where you're just like, do I want to continue to be this way, or do I want to set boundaries and kind of not be a people pleaser anymore? Honestly, it's like a turn off for me, but I have to stop myself in certain instances. Like, for the people that have been in my life for a very long time, I have a lot of patience, and I do whatever I can to make them happy. You know, even if it's out of my way, they're gonna reciprocate that same energy when it's their turn. And that's how, like, that balance goes for me, you know. But it's like a lot of mental battles. I don't know if other people pleasers go through it, but it's like when you do a lot for somebody, then you get all in your head like, oh, I never know if they're gonna treat me. I never know if they're gonna take care of me because I'm doing this and this and this. But at the end of the day, you just have to trust in the process that you're just doing this because you love them. It's because they love you too, the same way that you do. But yeah, just people pleasing tendencies. You just need to find out what is more important, your well-being or somebody else's. That's the question that I want you to ask yourself if you are a people pleaser. That, do you consider other people's feelings, other people's beings as more important than yours? Which means that you would want to spend your last $5 to buy food for your friend, then give it to yourself. You starve because you wanted to give your friend something so nice and that you sacrificed so much for it. But then at the end, you don't see them sacrificing the same. Like, they keep their food and they don't even consider that you're hungry, maybe. Think about that. I feel like the best that you can do, kind of like stop people pleasing, is really like back up and find yourself alone. Because when you're surrounded by people and you're constantly doing other stuff for other people and trying to find validation here and there, I really recommend you step down, probably take a break from your friends just for momentarily so you can reassess your feelings in your situation and see how you're supposed to really be treated. Sit in your room and enjoy your own company. Buy yourself like skincare stuff. Buy yourself a candle. Like, make yourself a bath. Buy yourself some food because you know that you deserve it and you've had a long day. Like, take care of yourself. Like, really cater like to somebody else catering to you. Kind of think about it in that way. Splurging on yourself and you're so excited to. Oh, I'm gonna get a cookie like early in the morning. I don't know, just something crazy that you would really enjoy, and it's just like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and give myself this cookie. Why not? You know, I deserve the world and more, and that's how you should be treated by anybody else that should see your worth, that you deserve the world and more, not just to cater to people, not just to give everybody that they want, but to also get what you want, you know, what you need. Finding the healthy balance. So by stepping aside, taking that time away from friends, you should realize within this time where you stand and what kind of life that you want to live from now on. You know, to reassess which friends, you know, you want to keep relationships with and ones that you don't want to. And I know that it's hard, but at the end of the day, you live with yourself. You need to be able to take care of yourself and do what's best for yourself. That's all that I can kind of say to kind of wrap up this like people pleasing tendency and setting boundaries video. I hope this video really helped you in some way to kind of, I don't know, take things a little slow. If things don't feel right, take it slow. Don't even rush into it. Don't even continue to have these bad feelings. Just as soon as you feel them, confront them, know what they are, and talk about it. Or if it is a real issue, I don't know, it's all up to you who you want in your life at the end of the day and how much you're willing to tolerate. So yeah, I think this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope that I can get better at these kind of advice videos and kind of share my experience a little bit, because I know how people can relate to situations. So I can say for that much that I hope that this really helps anybody that watches it. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and drink my tea, get ready for work. I don't want to be late, and I'll see you guys in the next one.